guess I know it now. I can get this right. And getting right, I guess so. Yeah, y'all out there hear me? Studio. Hey. Channel dashboard. Okay. Go to video. Okay.
Is that good sausage?
Oh yeah.
Much better than the other kind?
It's pretty good, yeah.
It smelled better than the other kind that you got, Bob Evans.
Yeah, I like that a lot better. That wasn't Bob Evans?
No, that wasn't Bob Evans.
I thought I was getting Bob Evans.
No, that was Ballard's.
Oh, that's pretty good, then.
Yeah, I like Ballard's.
That's all they had. I had to get that.
It's pretty good sausage. I've always liked Ballard's.
Yeah, it's got a good taste to it.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Yeah.
And that's the name of that tune, Bob. Yeah, that's the name of it.
Let me go there. It won't do it though. Still 32 degrees out there. It seems like it will not be that cold hot.
Kharkiv, we're not exactly sure where. We're still trying to trace the impact of those rockets. They're clearly, you see it outgoing and then you feel it incoming. We're only about 50 miles as the rocket flies from Belgorod. So it would make sense that this city of 1.5 million people has been a target. And indeed, it has been a target all day since about an hour or two before dawn. Just as we were coming up for this live, Jim, there was another salvo of explosions in the distance. Overwhelmingly, the targets do appear to have been military installations or installations that could be used in support of the military, such as airfields and communications networks. We still obviously have cellular network. The mayor of the city here has asked his residents to stay home. Most have heeded that. We heard earlier on from Clarissa Ward, who's in a very packed metro station being used as a bunker for civilians to shelter in. There's one just below me here. That's been largely empty today. Indeed, the public transport system has been running throughout the day as people have tried to reconcile themselves with this extraordinary moment in history where their Russian neighbor is sending tanks across a border and threatening to potentially overrun this city of predominantly Russian speakers. This is 75% Russian speaking here. There are just one last thing, Jim. Local reports from the Ministry of Defense that they've knocked out 4 Russian tanks on the ring road around the city, Jim.
Well, Russian officials had said for weeks they had no intention to invade. Of course, we now know they were lying. Sam Kiley, Fred Pleitkin, keep your heads down, literally. We just learned that President Biden will speak at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Russia's attack on Ukraine. We will, of course, bring you those comments as they come. In the last hour, Russian troops told CNN's Matthew Chance, who was just outside the capital, Kyiv, that they are now in control of Antonov Air Base, this on the outskirts of that city, as Ukrainian troops were attempting a counteroffensive. Take a listen, have a watch at the tense moments he witnessed there.
We are here at the Antonov Airport, which is about 25 kilometers, 15 miles or so out of the center. These troops you can see over here. Stand up, Lewis. These troops you can see over here, they are Russian airborne forces. They have taken this airport. They've allowed us to come in and be with them as they defend the perimeter of this air base here, where helicopter-borne troops, these troops, were landed in the early hours of this morning to take and to form an air bridge to allow for more troops to come in. You can see these are Russian forces. You can tell they're Russian. I've spoken to them already. You can tell they're Russian. They've got that orange and black band to identify them as Russian forces. I've spoken to the commander on the ground there within the past few minutes, and he said they are now in control of this airport. And within the past few seconds, just before you came to us, they were engaged in a firefight, presumably with the Ukrainian military, which says it is staging a counteroffensive to try and take back this airport. I can tell you now, I'm standing outside the perimeter of this Antonov air base, and it has not been taken back by the Ukrainian military. It is the Russian military. You can see them now moving back to a different position. This is the Ukrainian military who say they are now in control. This is about, I would say, about 20 miles from the center of the Ukrainian capital. And so it just shows us now, for the first time, just how close Russian forces have got towards the center of the Ukrainian capital. It's not just, I've been to officials earlier, Ukrainian officials, and they're saying that the plan isn't just to surround the Ukrainian capital. They fear now that the plan is to take the capital, to decapitate the leadership of Ukraine, and to replace that leadership with a pro-Russian government. That's what Ukrainian officials are telling us now they think is the Russian plan. I can tell you, it is a very tense situation. We're expecting to see Ukrainian military force. We didn't even know, frankly, we didn't even know that, the Russian forces were going to be here. We assumed this was the Ukrainian forces. So I went up to speak to them saying, hey, we come from Kiev, but it only emerged during the conversation that they're all Russians and there are no Ukrainian military forces in sight, although I can hear them because they've been shooting ferociously in the course of the past few minutes. And so we're sort of in the defensive position behind this wall here. You've got our car here with the crew here as well. As the Russian airborne troops defend this position that they've taken on the outskirts of Kiev.
Matthew Chance there, witnessing the swift advance of Russian forces outside the Ukrainian capital. Thanks to Matthew and his team, we're glad they're safe. President Biden met with his top national security officials this morning, a short time ago, of course, about Russia's invasion of Ukraine, then held a virtual meeting with other G7 leaders who have vowed to impose jointly severe sanctions on Russia. CNN chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins has been following. Caitlin, I wonder, what exactly are these sweeping, painful sanctions that President Biden and his team have been promising if and when Russia were to invade Ukraine? Exactly how do they plan to penalize Russia?
Well, we're still waiting on the exact details of what those sanctions are going to look like. Obviously, President Biden will lay that out when he speaks here in just a few hours. We do know from reporting that they have intended to go after Russia's financial institutions, banks, maybe put in some export controls when it comes to technology. President Biden has even laid out this idea of maybe sanctioning President Putin himself to go after him. So we're still waiting to see exactly what that's going to look like. But the White House has said that they will be decisive and severe. It remains to be seen, of course, just how it can punish the Russian leader, who, of course, seems so intent on moving ahead with this, despite the fact that they've been talking about these sanctions for weeks now. And Jim, right now, President Biden is on the phone with other world leaders, other G7 leaders. Remember, that's a group that Russia was part of not that long ago, and they were kicked out of it in 2014 after they illegally annexed Crimea. And now President Biden is on the phone with these other leaders of these industrialized nations, talking about how they are going to respond and coordinate their response to what Russia has done, conducting this attack in Ukraine, as U.S. officials had feared they had been planning to do. And last night, as all of this unfolded, President Biden was here at the White House. Within minutes of this attack beginning, he was on the phone with the Ukrainian President Zelensky, who had reached out to him. And afterward, President Biden had put out a statement saying that President Putin has chosen a premeditated war that will bring a catastrophic loss of life and human suffering. Of course, the big question is what the response is going to look like when we do hear from President Biden shortly, given, of course, just how Russia has tried to upend all of this. And we should also note he's got that G7 meeting, then he'll be speaking. We will hear from the president.
Yes, they were at war.
Yeah.
World War III starting.
Yeah, I'd say that maybe the United States ought to stay out of it because that ain't nothing. We don't belong.
We ain't ready for a war.
No.
We ain't no
Besides,
place for a war right now.
that guy's a maniac. He'd have to drop nuclear weapons on us. For real. I'd hate to see that.
You still on 3 liters? How many liters you on? 4 or 3?
You mean on
Oxygen.
Oh, I'm on 4. I'd probably make it on 3, but it's kind of hard. I do in stores because I don't want to run out, And it works pretty good, but when I get back in, I can tell the difference. Get on 4. A little bit.
How you doing today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I
You got
just woke
started
up.
yet?
I did. Seems like I'm all right.
You have any more chest pain?
A little bit last night. Ooh, it's cold.
No. Sorry.
Yeah. I had a little bit. Seemed like it's been a little bit better. I just seen the eye doctor on the 3rd. He's put me up to July. I don't know why he put me so long. Better get another. Dr. Price, good doctor.
He moved you?
Uh,
He moved your appointment?
yeah. 3 or 4 months ahead. I can see a week. Of course, there's other eye doctors now.
Oh, crap.
Got any more for you today?
Bottom number 60. I can't find the top number. I gotta listen again.
You want to use my other? No.
Nah, it'll be alright.
This is the best.
They say.
Or after you. They're pretty close, both of them.
$115.
Hmm?
Number 60.
115.060.
Yeah, let's take yours.
That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah, it's 120.80. Yeah, you're right. That's perfect. Well, not exactly.
Where's yours at?
It's right down there.
Oh, that one? Okay, it's the same as mine. Let's try it.
I'm hung up with something weird.
What's this oxygen go to?
Nothing. I just had it. He's throwing away. It's old. I just think throw it away in case I need an emergency. I got some new ones back there. Whoops. Yeah, this is usually pretty accurate with the doctor. I took one day and tried it with the doctor. And, it was right on the money. He said, not really. That's a good one. And I had $40, $50 for it. down at Walmart. But he's the only one that ever got that works.
Relax. Yep, I was right. Yours is pretty accurate.
$116/74. What's the 63 heartbeat?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know there. That's what I thought of. I wasn't sure.
Pretty good.
Everyone live alone.
How's your exercises?
Oh, I do pretty good.
You doing better with them?
A little bit. It's still rough sometimes. You know, and you gotta. I'll just lay this back here.
Feeling pretty good overall?
Yeah, I just woke up. Yeah, for right now.
Have you
I don't-
taken your medicine yet?
I don't know. I think I did this morning. Yeah, before I went back to sleep. I woke
Oh, you
up.
went back to sleep?
Well, all this was going on. I was watching it later last night. I watched it up to 2:00 or 3, I think it was. And then I went to sleep till about 5. And I woke up and I go back to sleep. So finally I laid down there and went to sleep about 8, 7:30, something like that. And slept up to 9:30.
You have any pain?
This my feet hurt me last night.
What about this morning? Do you have any pain now?
Well, thank God. I have to change this shirt. It's nice to get this. But on used to still got the best. I'm gonna have to move the chest in here. I'm gonna have to go back. See what it is when I step off there? It's dangerous, me falling. Nobody here, you know.
Mhm.
I've already fell twice there since in a year or two.
You got a little bit of swelling going on.
A little bit swelling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I must.
How's the bottom of your feet?
They seem to be all right.
Okay.
They're not sore enough. Here, I'm worried about this.
Whoa.
What would I do? Put a hot pad on that? You know.
No, ice.
Or should I
Ice.
go to the doctor?
Ice.
Put ice on there?
Yeah, did you get that again?
I don't know. Yeah, there's a place there. I didn't know what happened. I've done that right there. Don't know how it happened.
That happened last week when you fell.
Yeah. And it's kind of infected. I always put a mustard on it, stuff like that. I guess a little bit more. And then a real hot towel, right, moisturize. And that draws that poison out of there.
I go see the doctor.
Yeah, I think I should on this. I don't know what he'll do. Might give me something.
It seems like it's more swollen. Did you hit it again?
No, I don't. Well, I might have. You know.
You've done something because it's swollen more than it was last week, right through here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's kind of red too.
Yep. See how it's swollen right like that? I try some ice on it, and if ice don't help, I go to the doctor.
Okay. Rubber glove. Good. Rubber glove. I just. We got plenty of. Yeah, see, we got thousands. Yeah. You got all this week now. Today's Thursday. You'll be here Tuesdays.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a helping me what I'm doing. I seem like I'm breathing a little better.
Yay!
Just a little bit.
Yay!
That much makes
See?
it like life, you know.
That's good.
But I've still got something wrong when I walk, you know. But still, I'm a little bit.
Are you breathing better?
Yeah, I seem like I'm breathing a little bit better. I
Okay.
can tell I can.
Yeah, you're not short of breath.
And we'll get to exercise and we'll see how we can do on that. See what it does. It's 32 degrees out there today. My
Yep.
goodness, it's hard to believe. I don't know what we're gonna do. We don't need to get in this war. They ain't none of our business what they do up there. Now it is in other countries to get in, but that's what he's wanting to do. Is take that country, set up a thing there, and he's gonna try to take Poland or Germany, or if he takes all that, then it'll all be Russia. That's gonna be a big country. How's he gonna support it? He can't even support something. That's stupid.
It is.
Kill people.
No
Walk in
reason.
there and
How's,
kill.
how's your sugar today?
How they want to be a Democrat or Republican. Huh?
How's your sugar?
I haven't checked. You want me to check in front of you?
Sure.
All right.
You haven't checked it today? You gotta check
I
your
just
sugar.
woke up. Yeah, no, I just woke up. There's a difference. I usually check it, take a shot for me. Yeah. This is aggravating too. I'll do this next. Stay there. He's so bad, they're so little. I don't know why they build these for me.
I know.
I've told him I need the big ones. I said I could control them out there. Well, you got to pay for them. I said, I don't care. Just give them to me. $300. I said, what?
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, 100. That's like 500 to me.
Jeez.
Four. And only do so much. Ouch. Make your blood go this time.
Lord.
$197.
That's good.
It's pretty good there.
A little high.
I don't, that's after he, probably before he'd have been under that.
Uh-huh.
And then he talked, I don't have none of these. These things are yours. I just put alcohol in and use that one. As long as you got alcohol, you know what I mean? It keeps the germs away. Spray it down with alcohol. All I can do. I don't have any other for this thing. Here's some
How'd the dialysis go yesterday?
of this one's got that to me. It's so empty to live, I can't even handle it. I told him I can't handle it. I have to use that same way. They'll get infections. If I use alcohol, how can it? It's just like sticking it.
You did better with cleaning up the clutter.
Yeah.
Keep you from falling and hurting yourself so badly.
Where's that at?
What?
Clutters?
No, I mean you're doing better because
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not cluttered
Yeah.
that bad. That way you don't
Yeah, I
fall
gotta get
and
all this. I'm gonna try to.
hurt yourself.
Well, I'm gonna bring a refrigerator
You've
in
been
here.
doing your breathing treatments like you should.
Yeah.
Is that helping?
No, I haven't. I don't like to.
Why ain't you done them
It's because I don't.
every 4
I
hours?
couldn't breathe good to do them. I'll be honest today.
Huh?
I couldn't breathe good. I was able to do them.
Those are what help you breathe better.
I know it, but I was too weak. I don't know what. I just had days good and bad.
But you got
I'm gonna do
to.
it today. Yeah,
Okay, every 4 hours.
every 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
Every,
And those will help you. He wants you to use those for a month and see how it helps you with your breathing.
yeah.
Those will open up your lungs and help you to breathe better.
Okay.
That's the whole
And
point.
I did one this year last.
Yeah, but that
I
was
think I done one
Tuesday.
after that, and that's
That's not
not
He
good.
wants you to do them every 4 hours
Every
for
4
1
hours.
month.
Okay. I got them using. I think. Oh God. My. What's good? What's fine, David? Well, there you hungry old thing. Tater chips I love. And have very many of them all the time. beep, beep, beep. Out my back door. Just come in the Illinois. Trying to find out what I done with my whistle. What did I do with my lips? Did you see it?
It should be right there.
I know. I don't see it, though. I did have it laying on there. I moved that stuff around.
It should be in a box. You got a bunch of boxes there. Are those the old ones? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I put that on top of it. I know I put that.
You haven't taken very many of these.
No, I haven't. I need more.
You need to
Get your
remind
belt.
you every 4 hours to take your breathing treatment. All right, when I get ready to leave, we'll set you up and you'll take it.
Okay.
All right, let's go for a walk.
We're going for a walk. Have a good day.
Get your bottom up and come
Oh,
on.
Lord. I hope I walk in there today. Yeah.
Breathe in your nose and out your mouth. Your right leg a little weak. See that? Turn around, take a seat. Can you remind him every 4 hours to take that breathing treatment? You gotta take it. Every 4 hours. It's gonna help you with your breathing. In your nose and out your mouth. Oxygen can't get in if you ain't breathing it in. So you've only had 2 of them since I've been here on Tuesday? That's not good. You gotta do the doctor orders, that way it'll help you with your breathing and you'll feel better and have more energy because you have more oxygen. Ooh, heart rate's down. No. You gotta wait for it to come up. You're killing me. If your heart rate's low, don't get it. You have any chest pain? Are you sure?
That girl works here.
That's good for you.
That's been 3 years ago. She's going to Marshall, and oh man, she looks just like Jennifer, that little girl, so nice looking girl. Jennifer Anderson.
Oh, really?
I mean, looked exactly like her. And I told her, I said, honey, that's how my wife died. I said, gosh, if I was 25 years, 30 years younger, I'd marry you tomorrow. And she looked at me and said, that's all right, she said. You're the prettiest thing I've ever seen. I told her that. I said, gosh, your boyfriend, she wasn't married either, you know, she's single. And she's like 20, you know. I was in 60. That ain't working out. I mean, I didn't even try to say anything to her that way, you know. I just told her I would if I was young. I would go for her. I said, man, you'd probably get tangled, but you wouldn't be surprised. I said, if I was younger, we'd go all over the states. I go whatever club I know I played music, and we'd have a ball. And I'd just tell them, this is my little princess right here. I'm marrying this little girl right here. And everybody likes me before I go play music, you know, and they enjoy her. She'd have to be happy. But that was never going to happen. It could have, but I didn't want her to. You know, why would I marry a girl that young and me in the deathbed?
On the deathbed? Get up and come on.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm 80. Now, I wasn't then.
It's hard to keep up with there, honey. But there's a lot more men doing it nowadays.
I was like 60s. Well, I said.
Hey, picking your feet up. Can you feel them? You're kind of walking like a drunken stagger. You've been hitting the bottom. Now you're looking. That's it. I'm getting you.
What is?
You've been hitting the bottom and I ain't
Oh,
looking.
no, I haven't drank that for 30 years.
Well, good.
I quit drinking smoking Sunday. 30 years ago. 1990.
Best thing you did.
Oh, Lord. That's bad. I smoke 2 packs a day, but or sometimes I drink more. I drink. I was 80 years. And what I done was I drank on Friday. Well, if I drank Monday. I didn't drink on Tuesday. Hang on. I drink on Wednesday. Sometimes. I didn't drink on Thursday. I didn't drink on Friday night. I didn't drink on Saturday night. Or I wouldn't drink on Friday night. And then drink on Saturday night. All I could drink. I messed up. I mean, I don't know why I did it. I was thinking myself, I was back now. I said, wow, would you want to do it? I smoked it back there. I wasn't nothing. I mean, you drunk drinking that when you smoke twice.
Oh, you smoke twice as more, believe me.
But I did, but my wife told me, I'm hungry to know so I was a week. And I said, I'm quitting because it's about right for me weeks. So it's be back and do this in a year. Well, I felt like January. And I said, I know I woke you up. I told her, I've never been in the problems the last year for a marriage. He had a good one. He did 5. He did 4. I'll be right back. I've always had to eat, take a place, or clothes, see what he wants. First, goes, nah, I don't put money on it. What heck, it's your money, same as mine. I said, you've earned what you've done. You've worked all day in.
My husband, he says, you never order anything or buy anything. I'm like, yeah. So I bought me a couple of new shirts. You like my therapy shirt?
Yeah,
Ain't it cool?
physical therapy. That's
Yeah, look, you goes from there to there to there to there.
Oh, yeah. Good day.
Yep. I thought it was pretty cool. And I got me some new people.
Yeah, you look good.
And my husband was like, well, see? And I was like, yeah. And I wasn't going to buy them. And he was like, just buy you some new clothes. I'm like, all right. My mama gave me, before my mom died, yeah, I got 2 of them. This one here, my mama gave me a long time ago. She passed away about 5 years ago. And that's my birthday she gave me. And then this one, my kids and my husband got me years ago. I got a whole drawer of full of jewelry. It's all weird. Well, it just beat.
Very good, man.
Stainless steel. Who gave you that? I got one like that. My mom got me.
I didn't even know. We got to sleep with that. At table time. And,
Whoop, whoop.
hey, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, let's not stomp the floor today.
You need to get some exercise.
I'll
1, 2, 3, 4. I bet you that there comes up there now.
bet you it's up there now, yeah.
But I need to do that this what time of year. You see, he has to go get my pants clothes because that's drop off. That's what he's here for. You know,
Where?
in the dressers in there. I'm gonna have to move the one. I mean the chest.
You want me to get them for you?
No, I've already painted this morning. I got them. But if I'd fell in there, going down there and get them,
What's the drop off look like?
it's about 10 inches.
Oh, yeah.
I fell there twice. That's why I was told not to go in there by the nurse from up there, LCOC. I said, well, I have to. So that's what he's here for. He'll get
Yeah,
your
you got
blood.
your heart rate up again.
Yeah,
Just sit there and get it down.
that's good.
Do
60.
you have any chest pain right now?
No. Thank God.
Yeah. Does he get them for you?
He forgets things like forgets to make his bed, forgets to vacuum in here. So I called him and told him, tell him to do that. That's his job every day because it's got to be clean. You know,
Yeah.
I can't help it.
That's
I
why he's
do it
here.
myself. I would never.
That's why he's here.
Yeah, I would never ever leave this like this. If I was, I wouldn't. Even, I probably wouldn't even be in the house. I'd be out yonder doing something. But that's just me. I can't help it. I'm 81. I'm very sick, and they know it. It's not no faking about me. I'm real. You know what I mean? I got bad lungs or the heart or something. I can't breathe good. I've got no back pain or nothing like that. I mean, I could pull a gun up and shoot them Russians if I have to.
I'll be there with you.
They might come over here yet.
Well, you might want to worry about China more than Russia.
Yeah, China's just wait. They go take that Taiwan. I bet you within a week. Remember I said that
Mm-hmm.
because they say, well, Russia could do
And
that.
we're
we could take that.
SOL if China gets involved. We are not able right now. Our country is not able right now.
Oh, come on.
It's not.
We
You
take-
know it's not.
listen. I worked for the Navy. Okay.
Believe me, I've been around
This
veterans
was
my whole life.
This is 1961. Okay, we had things then that I would scare you to death just telling you about. Because my friends was Colonel Williams, and he showed me everything. He told me never say nothing about it. Well, I can't now, not back then. Don't you mention that. We have rockets in the air that they was going to put up there, which they did. After that, that's 61. That can take every missile they shoot Russia and China. Well, they can whoop us probably hand to hand, but they can't stop our missiles unless they get technology up. They probably got some of them will stop them, but we should have kept that top secret. That should have been. We got some awful good stuff up. Let me tell you something. They might whoop us. They don't whoop at us. They won't whoop us. Let's put it that way. We're fighting greed, man. Just remember.
But here's the difference. Hand to hand, on the ground, we tear them apart.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Nuclear, no.
no.
Nobody wins.
Chemical, nuclear, nobody's going to win. And that's what they're going to go with.
I'd say the Russian he's a crazy man, ain't he?
He's nuts.
got
He ain't
China.
crazy. He's certifiable.
I can't believe he's doing that. That's just God help them poor people. over
So
there.
you doing your exercises every
They
day?
never done that big kill, They never done it.
No.
Yeah.
War is bad because there's innocent
Yeah, I like-
people that die.
That one right there off the well.
And you doing them every day?
No, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ah,
I don't think it. Some days I do feel like doing them, some I don't. I do when I feel like it. I'm gonna lie to you. If I don't feel like it, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like moving. Some days it's not like that every day. It's cold out there. I gotta go to Huntington and look at a truck. Just look. She said, "Come down. I got a truck."
are you driving down there?
Oh yeah, I can drive good. I don't have a problem driving. Most time I get my buddy go down there with me. He drives. I don't think he can go today. I just went down there day before yesterday.
Slow down. You don't do them like that. You do them easy. There you go. You got to pace yourself. You ain't 20 no more.
That's exactly right. Trying to make that go away from my feet, but hurting. That's what I do. That's the only thing you can do. I can't do it when I'm doing dialysis. My jerk that loose. Okay. Take a break. I bet you my heart's beating up her now.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go real fast. Do you get chest pain at all?
Just barely a little bit, but doing that.
That's because you're doing it too hard. You're putting your heart under stress.
Now it's going away. It was a little pressure. Now.
Okay, we can't do that.
It's right in here. I gotta get rid of this shirt.
Where's he going?
Smoke.
No, he left.
Oh, he's gonna want something to eat, I guess. It's a strange thing. He's supposed to be here, ain't he? 6 hours. He go in and lay down in my bed and go to sleep.
Huh?
He lays in the bed there and go to sleep. He's got some problems. I'll just record him. I can record him. See, I can right there if I want to kick that on. I record every time he comes here. Put on a little micro shit. Show them on my computer. And right there, I'll take him. And stick him up and say, this is what he don't do. So here, I'll keep his shirt till tomorrow. My nephew works up there. Steve Blackings. You know anybody up there at LCOC?
Mm-mm.
I was telling him about you.
What?
I said, you ought to give her a good job. She's smart. I said, making $25 an hour. That's what I want. No, really. Y'all make pretty good?
Pretty good.
I know that I've been fighting it. I've been trying to talk to Mason, getting about $15 an hour at least here on, wages.
Well, the thing about it is they don't deserve it if they ain't doing their job.
No, you're right there. McDonald's pays, I think, 10, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
They should raise it to 15 and get people to work. Every time I go down, they mess up on my meals. I went down the other day and they give me, I paid for 2 sausage, eggs, and biscuits. Nothing. They give me 1. And I went to Rex and I paid $6, almost $7 for just 1 sandwich. They're supposed to give me 2. I didn't even know when I got up the road. I'm going to drive back down there and tell them when I go back down there. Today, I'll probably stop there and eat. I said, when did I get my sandwich? They said, what are you talking about? I said, well, you give my sandwich there. You don't give me 1. I paid you for 2. The 2 for $6 plus
There
10.
we go. Up. Well, watch me. We're going to go up and down. Up and down. You see, I'm not doing this. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. I'm doing
It's real slow.
nice and slow.
Okay. I'll give her a try. So
Breathe in your nose and out your mouth.
that's not going to work. See. I'm wondering why.
Okay, step up. No. Sit down. Sit down.
I wonder why.
Sit
That
down.
thing makes
Take a break.
trips, you don't.
You okay?
Yeah. Scared me.
I got you. I might be a girl, but I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, you caught me.
Yeah, not having none of that. I
That's what
don't.
happened in there. That's why I don't go in there.
Yeah.
I tell him to, just get my stuff out there. I don't mean it in the wrong way. I mean, a nice way. If you don't, then I call up and say, I need to get my stuff out there. Come down here and do it. He won't do it. But he's been doing it, he's young.
No, there's no excuses lately. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I'd be like me coming here and sitting on your bed just talking to you for an hour. What would that do?
I think
Nothing.
he'd be lazy.
Yeah. Well, it's no
But
different.
you don't do that 95 over 78.
I see that.
Okay.
No, rest.
That's what we
Gotta
do.
get the heart rate down. But that's wrong. That's not helping you.
These shoes are they're not the kind of shoes you want to walk on there.
Mm-hmm.
When we take them off and do it.
You can do that if you want to, if you think it'll work better for you.
I think it's what catches me. They're just house shoes. But they're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
My feet, how I've got
I love
silver.
my house shoes.
I got that, whatever you call it, my feet. It makes them feel hurting so much. I can wear these good ones. And they're all right. They do all right. I can wear them on the weekends when I go play music. Because they're a little stiffer and stuff. You ready?
Yep.
I don't know whether it's going to work or not.
Okay. Look. Good. Yep. Good. Step down easy. Slowly. Good.
See them shoes made me fall. And Tammy said, "Be careful them shoes, Dad. You'll bust the ground." She was right. My daughter.
Mm-hmm. Did you find out what when that appointment was for your pacemaker?
Not yet. She's put, I think it's in this month coming. She's telling me. I forget what state was. So has to be on the day I'm off from down there. Or I might take that evening, but I don't like to go down nowhere but just bed.
Sit. Starting to get wobbly on me.
Yeah. Even with them on.
Uh-huh. Not bad.
What you
In
doing?
your nose and out your mouth. You're hard breathing right now.
But you can tell I'm breathing a lot better right now than I did when you come here.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to tell Dr. Elkins that. She called me the other day and I had to do something. I forget what it was now. But I got a thing in my mouth. It's a wart. Have you ever wart in your mouth?
Rare. It's rare, but people get them.
Yeah, and it hurts like crazy. I hope it's not cancerous. But the doctor, I didn't even know it till he fixed my teeth, the new teeth, and I can't wear them because it sticks. It just, I don't have to have them work on them, you know, to make them fit, and I have to show it. He said to bring them back anytime, but he's going to put me up in the wheelchair. They take me up in the wheelchair and bring me up in the wheelchair down at Marshall. And they're really nice to me down there. He said, I want to check on that wart you were. I didn't know I had one in my mouth. It's sore. It stays sore for the last month. Can't hardly eat.
That ain't good.
I mean, I have to see him pretty soon.
Did you make the appointment?
No, they said just call me anytime I want to come in.
Well, you need to make an appointment. Then.
Well, yeah, I'll make an appointment. I'll call him today. I'll have Tammy to call him and tell him I got to get this out of my mouth. I have to burn it out.
Yeah.
But it'll be all right, you know, when we bother me.
Your mouth heals really fast, so about 2 or 3 days it'd be better.
That means I got to eat soup. Chicken. Chicken noodle soup's awful good, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Not reading that one.
He does that sometimes. Takes a med spell. They make Leckermans?
Who?
They don't make Leckermans, do they?
Well, they do have them hooked to machines. There you go.
94 blue.
66.
It's good. I think if this washing don't go in there, and if I do, I'll go there slow, you know. But I lived in there for all last summer. I didn't fall at that one time. And I feel that one time it really hurt myself. The other time my bed caught me, you know, I had the bed there. We just, if you fall, we'd fall on the bed, face the cramp. I wish I had that for Glenda. She fell right on her face and died. You know what? Let me explain this to you. So you're my wife, and you're sitting in a chair right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got your medicine for you and give it to you, and I got you a cold pop. And the table was right like that there, and she was sitting here because she come in the door, she couldn't breathe. Like, you know, I didn't know what was going on. And so she was sitting there. I packed her helped her get in the house, set her down, so you just sit there. It was real hot that evening, real hot. And the air conditioner was in the other room. It was in that room there, and she was back early with no air conditioner. And I had the door closed, and, you know, I didn't have it on because she was over here for a while. She stayed over there because I smoked, and she stayed over there. And she smoked, and I didn't smoke, and it bothered me. And it was fine for her to smoke over in the back, you know. She's my wife anyhow, but still, she was good about that. And then she got up. Well, I didn't go open the back door to take her in there to her bed. And I went back there and turned around, and the time I get to that door and opened it and turned around, she was falling right on her face. Wow. Her nose hit and it blooded her. And I needed to turn her over, and I called 911 right now. And they said, no, don't turn her over. Well, I had 2 people next door like you are, nose mouth to mouth. You do that. I mean, you're trained for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they've come up there, and they wouldn't let them do it. She stayed there 12 minutes. She's got a low, you know, pulse. The girl and boy, they could both done that. They wouldn't let me. If we was doing it, they started doing it. I told that operator, I said, why didn't you let me do this earlier? These people knows how to do this. They're trained. She said, I was afraid she might be boned or something. She ain't breathing. And she'd lived if they'd let her done that. I think she'd lived. And I don't know if it done a lot of damage to her nose when she fell out. Her completely awake and everything, just on the hardwood floor. It's not got no carpet in it. And, that really bothered me because I could have, if I'd have been over her just a little bit quicker, I could have caught her. And it
But
breaks my heart.
God decides. And
Oh, I laid down beside her and I
and
told God that you were taking her. I know he would. I said, God, she's been good. She's a good woman. You be good to her. And you know what? 2 months after that, he showed me her in heaven, a vision. And the flowers up there, honey, let me tell you this. Whew. You think these color televisions are bright? That was the brightest, prettiest flowers I've ever. And she's right there and he's beside her. My wife, when she's young.
That's amazing. See,
I
it would have made a
I
difference.
told that in church so many times. I wouldn't
Stand up.
lie about nothing like that.
All right, we're going to do it again. Slow down. Breathe in your nose and out your mouth. Believe me, I know I was the one doing CPR on my mom when she died, so I feel your pain. Not my wife or my husband, but it was my mama. And I know God was in the room, just like you know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did you see her in vision? Your mom?
I dreamt she was alive one day, and I woke up. It was the
Well,
weirdest thing.
that's pretty close.
Creeped me out so bad. I was looking around for her, and it was a dream. I was so upset. But I think that was the way God just telling you she's okay. Which I knew he was there.
Like,
So,
that's
yeah.
a good thing. They were like
No matter what we done, we wouldn't have changed it.
Let me tell you something.
You think about it, but there ain't
The
nothing
only
we would have
reason I
done.
could have done that and seen that is what I done. My daughter's dead now. Daughter-in-law was in there. She was in there praying with me. And I was praying hard, almost blood coming out of my veins. And then I saw the vision. So if you want to see your mom, God's right here. He's not going to come here in a person. He's not mortal. He's in the Holy Spirit. He's in all of us. All we got, he's sitting right beside you.
Yeah.
And if you want him, all you got to do is ask. And if you pray hard enough, you can see your mother. I've told people that, and one of them did see their daughter. And I said, pray hard now. You can't just pray a little bit and quit. You got to pray hard as you can.
It's got to be like in a trance kind of prayer.
Yeah, good.
Ooh, your heart rate's up. Big time.
96.
Yeah, get it down. Breathe in and out. Too much. Quit staring at it and breathe. Give me that. You don't listen very well. In your nose and out your mouth.
That's the problem I got right there. That's why it does it. You shouldn't waste that much that quick.
I think it's your pacemaker needs adjusting. Well, we can't do nothing until we get you in there.
Let me see. I can get hold of you. She takes care of my grandkids, 3 of them, for school. My daughter's a nurse. She works the same nurse. She can't. She don't care.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, this is Dad. Hey, Missy's here, my worker. You know,
Uh-huh.
she wants to know when I'm going to have to see the doctor pacemaker. She thinks I need to have to check right away.
Well, that's the one that's in March, a couple weeks away.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, she said, that's good.
Yeah.
You doing all right?
I am.
Hear anything from Jim?
Still stable. I mean, not stable, but stable for him.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I want to let her know that I didn't know when it was.
Yeah.
And, I've been doing exercises stuff this morning, and I've got to take my breathing test now.
Yeah, well, you work right with her, Dad, because you need that. You need what she needs while she's there watching you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
She's a good one.
All right.
She knows how to make me, hello, darling.
Okay.
All right, I'll catch you later, man.
All right. So it's next month.
All right, babe.
In the beginning. Okay. Bye, Dad.
Yeah, she married a doctor. He's a good man, Dr. Walker, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally, but my patients love him.
oh, yeah, he's good. There.
She's married to Dr. Walker.
Mhm.
How old's your daughter?
She's 50.
How old's Dr. Walker?
He's a little bit older than her. I'll tell you, they love each other. He looks younger. I think he's
I know the patients love Dr. Walker. They love him.
Or he's been over here for 35 years.
They love Dr. Walker.
Here, and he's got his place down there to Barbersville. They got a medical building there. That's his. Another doctor.
Yeah. He's over here in Lincoln some days a week.
Oh, yeah. So here, got once, twice a month. He used to be there all the time. He's got that down there now.
What time is it?
He put my medicine in here.
It's 11.
This
4 o'clock.
This is. It's good.
Oh, wait a minute. That should be 3 o'clock, wouldn't it?
Huh?
3 o'clock.
I'll take it again at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, if I get back in time for that.
Well, then you take it later on in the
I
day
gotta
when you
go
get back.
to Lowe's and get some stuff.
So whatever time you get back, take your
Yeah,
breathing
it don't
treatment.
matter. I'll get back sometime early. Okay. I know it's there.
Do your stuff.
Okay, then. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. I'll be back Tuesday, okay? I'll call you on Monday night.
Okay.
You better tell me you done your breathing
Be
treatments
sorry.
over the weekend.
Huh?
Better do your breathing treatment.
Okay.
I'll see
All
you
right.
later.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Shooto in Ukraine. And right now, here is where we are. A democratic nation, a sovereign country, is under attack, being invaded as we speak. Ukraine now facing a full-scale assault from Russia. Here's the NATO Secretary General's ominous words this morning.
Peace on our continent has been shattered. We now have war in Europe on a scale and of a type we thought belonged to history.
A former U.S. ambassador to Russia putting it this way: this is the largest conventional war in Europe since 1939. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordering a large-scale military invasion across pretty much all of Ukraine. Explosions have been seen, heard, and reported in at least 16 locations throughout Ukraine, including the capital of Kyiv. New images are coming in by the minute of the damage caused by the attacks. Also, massive traffic jams we're seeing in the capital as people are trying to flee. And Clarissa Ward showing us hundreds of people now packing a subway station turned bomb shelter, conjuring images of World War II. Ukraine says more than 40 soldiers and at least 10 civilians have already been killed in the fighting. This morning, President Biden met with G7 leaders to discuss how to respond to all of this. And next hour, the president will be addressing the nation and the world, and we will bring that to you live. We are watching history unfolds. CNN correspondents are covering every angle stationed throughout Ukraine, Russia, and Washington. Let's get to my colleague, Jim Sciutto. He's live in Western Ukraine, in the western part of Ukraine. Jim, this has been remarkable to watch unfold, and you've been up from the wee hours of the morning.
It's remarkable, it's harrowing, it's sad, and we now know the aerial assault extends the length and breadth of this country, from here in Lviv, attacks outside the city, all the way to Kharkiv in the northeast, to the south, Mariupol, north by the capital, Kyiv. It's a deadly assault already, and it continues on the ground tonight. CNN's Sam Kiley, he's live on the other side of the country in the city of Kharkiv, not far from the Russian border. And Sam, we've seen the rockets headed your way, artillery. We've also seen tanks driving towards where you are. Tell us what you're seeing.
Well, just in the last few minutes, Jim, there's been a distant sort of pop, pop, pop of either grenade launchers or small arms. That's the first sign of any kind of physical ground engagement that we've heard or seen from here, the center of Kharkiv. But it is a city of 1.5 million people. It does have a ring road around it. On that ring road, the Ukrainian government forces claim earlier on today that they knocked out 4 tanks on that road. We don't have any independent confirmation for that, but we've seen the missiles fired from Belgorod, only 50 miles north of here. We've certainly felt them landing. We felt some of the concussive power of those long-range missiles landing here. And of course, Fred Pleitgen has been reporting on the movement of heavy armor. That's tanks and the 155 mobile howitzers across the border from that location, which is only 25 miles up the road due north from where I'm standing, Jim. And all of this coming at a time when similar levels of pressure are being put on Kyiv, the capital, with the capture or fighting over airfields there, threats to the capital, threats to the second largest city, combining to lead President Zelensky to appeal to his citizens to take up arms, whoever they might be. This is how he put it earlier on today.
We are issuing arms, defensive weapons to all those capable of defending our sovereignty. Each citizen of Ukraine will decide the future of our people. Anyone with military experience who is able to join the defense of Ukraine must report to stations.
Now, the critical thing there from the Ukrainian and the Russian perspective is, can the Ukrainians break the momentum of this Russian air war and any advance they might be making overnight on the ground? If they can be stopped, if they can be held, then this war takes on a very different dynamic, one that doesn't necessarily play well to either side and could lead to even more civilian casualties, Jim.
Well, Ukrainians facing just enormous odds. They're outnumbered by many multiples, we are told. Sam Kiley, please stay safe there. Let's go now to Russia. Vladimir Putin warned that any country that tries to interfere with his plans in Ukraine will face consequences he says they've never seen before. It was quite a threat. CNN's Nick Robertson, he's live in Moscow with that part of the story. Nick, do we know who he was threatening and exactly what with?
The implication would seem to be NATO as is made recently NATO his biggest enemy in this current situation. It's NATO's projection of force, he says, that's led to the insecurity that he feels in Russia. He hasn't been precise in what he is threatening, but I think it's very clear that those joint military exercises that he had just over the past weekend, where he was testing out his nuclear missiles, his ballistic missiles, his hypersonic missiles, his cruise missiles, were all intended to send a very clear message of what he is capable of. And his message isn't only for the international community. There is a message from the government authorities here today telling Russian citizens not to go out and protest because it could have legal consequences, that there could be they could be found criminally responsible if they go out and join anti-war protests. Indeed, the government went on to spell that out. Somebody with a criminal record could find their future life made more difficult. That was the message from the government authorities to Russians internally, not to hold anti-war protests. Nevertheless, Nevertheless, there have been protests across this country in many cities: Moscow, St. Petersburg, Perm, to the east and the west of Moscow, other cities. Dozens, we understand, have been arrested at those protests so far, Jim.
That's a brave thing to do in that country. You can pay a heavy price for it. Nick Robertson, thanks so much. And Kate, I will say that just in this last, well, it's less than 24 hours, how this country has changed. It was peaceful for so many days. You might even say defiant, somehow going on with life as normal. It's changed. You have people trying to leave this country. You have people trying to save their lives by hiding in bomb shelters and subway stations. It's quite a different reality.
Absolutely. Jim, thank you. We're going to be back to Jim in just a couple of minutes. Thank you, Jim. As Jim's kind of pointing to, there are 44 million people in Ukraine. Kharkiv is the second largest city in that sovereign democratic nation, and the people there are now sheltering in place. And that includes in the city's subway system, now a bomb shelter. CNN's Clarissa Ward has been there all morning with hundreds of people who now have nowhere else to go. Watch this.
I've never really seen a situation like this. This feels to me like scenes from World War II and the Blitz. There are just hundreds and hundreds of people who are hunkered down here with absolutely no sense of what tomorrow will bring, frankly, of what the rest of today will bring. And I want to introduce you. We've been talking to Oksana here, who is with her two children. Oksana, what are your children's names?
My name is Yaroslav.
Your name is Yaroslav. How old are you, Yaroslav?
I am 9 years old.
Are you scared?
So.
So, you're a very brave boy.
Thank you.
And you have a daughter here as well.
Yes, she's named Kate, and she's
Is she okay?
I think she wants to sleep because we woke up in 5
a.m. Yeah.
Yes, because we heard
some explosions.
Yes, explosions.
What was your reaction?
Because we have children and we don't want to show them that we are scared.
What do you think? Why would President Putin do this? Do you understand?
I think he don't want our president be our president.
He doesn't want President Zelensky to be in power.
Yes. I think.
Did you ever believe that this could happen?
No. It's impossible. I don't believe now that this happened with us. Really.
Okay, Oksana, Yaroslav, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I know how difficult a time it is. And, you know, Jim, Oksana and her family are incredibly strong. And you see a lot of strength and resilience down here. You also see a lot of desperation, a lot of tears, a lot of people holding hands, a lot of people holding each other, and just waiting to see what comes next, where they go from here, and what their place, if any, is going to be in this new Ukraine.
Amazing. We'll be getting back over there in just a second, but let's go to Washington right now. President Biden will be addressing the nation and the world next hour, his first remarks since this Russian attack in Europe began. The president said on Twitter this morning, as part of his remarks, he will be announcing new sanctions against Russia. CNN's Caitlin Collins is live at the White House for us right now. Caitlin, what are we going to hear from the president?
Well, he will detail those sanctions that they say they are going to impose. We've been told by officials those are the sanctions they've been talking about for weeks now, Kate, saying that if President Putin took the moves that he took last night, going into Ukraine, attacking Ukraine, these are the sanctions that would follow. And so we don't have them in detail on the specifics. We do expect President Biden to lay that out when he speaks in the next hour. But I think a big question that so many people have had, as you've heard other world leaders talk about the actions that they are going to take, is what these sanctions can do. Because clearly they are not a deterrent for Putin, who knew that these were looming over him, this threat of sanctions being imposed, not just by the United States, but by other nations in Europe as well, were hanging over him. And yet he went ahead with this attack anyway. And so President Biden will speak to that, calling this last night in a statement immediately after this attack happened, a premeditated war on President Putin's behalf, saying that this will bring a catastrophic loss of life and human suffering, President Biden believes. This morning, he did meet with his National Security Council in the Situation Room. Then he spoke to leaders of the G7 for a little over an hour this morning in a virtual session, which of course was focused completely on this. And so we will hear from President Biden shortly, following that call he had last night, just minutes after this attack started, Kate, with President Zelensky of Ukraine, who asked him to rally the international community to come to their support. Of course, big questions about what is going to happen going forward now that a senior U.S. defense official is saying they do believe the Russians are intent on taking the capital city of Kyiv. They are intent on installing their own government. And so, of course, everyone waits and watches to see what it is that President Biden is going to say when he speaks in just about an hour from now.
Absolutely. Caitlin, thank you so much. Much more to come from the White House. So in the face of this massive assault from Russia, the Pentagon is considering repositioning even more U.S. troops further east in Europe to bolster NATO allies. This, as we've already seen Russian rockets flying through the sky, as CNN's Frederick Pleiken also witnessed firsthand Russian tanks moving toward the Ukrainian border. CNN's Barbara Starr is live at the Pentagon for us right now. And Barbara, just got an update, a briefing over there. What's the very latest?
Well, the Pentagon continues to say, as the Biden administration does, U.S. troops will not go into Ukraine. U.S. troops will not fight in Ukraine. This is not their war. But we are on the cusp, potentially, of the administration announcing quite a change for the number of U.S. troops operating in Europe on that eastern flank of NATO. There are indications that the administration at this hour is considering several things: adding additional troops already in Europe to the eastern flank, possibly sending some troops already on some stage of readiness from the United States to the eastern flank of NATO. NATO possibly in the coming hours or days activating its rapid response force, which would also bring more U.S. forces into the eastern flank. Already today, under previous deployments, some U.S. fighter jets are arriving in the Baltics, and U.S. troops from already stationed in Italy from the very elite 173rd Airborne unit. They arrived earlier today in Latvia. So what you are seeing is the beginning of putting into place of U.S. troops in a more in-depth, more comprehensive, if you will, deterrence posture against the Russians. Not to be fighting the Russians, but we're seeing U.S. aircraft fly. Some of that airspace can get very tight. It's going to get very interesting on how they interact with the Russians if they come across them. Kate?
And just how showing also just how dangerous this is already and could very quickly become on a whole other level. Barbara, thank you very much. We're going to stick close to Barbara at the Pentagon because much more could come from there. Just ahead, we're going to have much more on this breaking news. Russia attacking Ukraine. President Biden to speak next hour. Stay with us.
Did I tell you I bought our car from Carvana?
Yeah, man.
It was so easy. I found the perfect car. Under budget, too. And I get 7 days to love it or my money back. I love it. I thought online meant no one to help me. But Susan from Carvana had all the answers. She didn't try to upsell me. Not once. Because they're not salespeople. What did you guess who just checked in on me? Susan from Carvana.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana. Men put their skin through a lot, day in, day out. That's why Dove Men Body Wash has skin-strengthening nutrients and moisturizers that help rebuild your skin. Dove Men Plus Care, smoother, healthier skin with every shower.
We're a different kind of dentistry, one who believes in doing anything it takes to make dentistry work for your life. So we offer a complete exam and x-rays free to new patients without insurance every day. Plus, patients get 20% off their treatment plan. We're on your corner and in your corner every step of the way, because your anything is our everything. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today at aspendental.com. Walk in or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
With the timeless protection of ADT, it's safe to say,
You'll all sleep like a baby. That's perfect.
or it's safe to say,
You're all set.
it's even safe to say,
We're here for you 24/7.
with amazing employees like these, it's safe to say, nobody has more experience helping keep you safe than ADT.
A lot of people need to replace their windows or patio doors, but they put it off because they think it'll be too expensive. Hi, I'm Ann Romer. I'm here with Michael Smith from Renewal by Andersen. You really work with the customers to find affordable solutions.
We do, Ann. We're the replacement window division of Andersen, one of the largest window manufacturers in North America. So we can usually offer our customers larger discounts and better financing than smaller companies or contractors.
Other window companies don't offer your same window and door installation method.
Our installers have installed thousands of windows. Our windows are manufactured to precisely fit your specific window openings. Being custom built also means if you have any beautiful trim that you'd like to keep, we can install your windows without impacting that trim. You won't get this with most vinyl windows.
And you offer a free window and patio door diagnosis.
We do. We'll come to your home and assess your current windows, show you where you might be losing energy, and take measurements. Then we'll leave you with an exact price quote that's good for an entire year.
So you're not a high pressure company.
My background is in home remodeling as a carpenter. I've seen every window problem out there. So now I just want to help homeowners make their homes more beautiful and comfortable with the right window.
And your patio doors are really gorgeous.
They are. And they're engineered to easily open and close for years. And with multiple locking points on our patio doors, they provide even greater security.
That is so great to hear, Michael. Thank you.
Now through February 28th, when you buy one window or door, you'll get the next one 40% off. That's four.
You have one new message, Saturday, 12:13 p.m.
Hey, Dad, you said Dr. Barrett on February 8th. I'm sorry, February the 7th at 3:50. Oh, that's right. I don't know if I meant to put it. Okay, at 3:15 is like, it's on the 8th, actually. So it's Tuesday. But I'm talking March 8th, just the word.
End of messages.
Hey, I was just telling you that your appointment's on the 8th at 2:30.
On the 8th.
I put it in February 7th, that's why I was like, what am I saying?
That's done me. Yeah, March. March, that's on a, what, let's see.
On a Tuesday, I left it on your messenger.
I was in the bathroom. That's right.
It's all right, I know what you're doing.
Let's see here. The counter's hard to do anything with. Okay, it's on March, it's on Tuesday, that's all I need. At what time?
The 8th at 2:30. I'll send it to you on your messenger, but.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That sounds.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
You can tell they're Russian. They've got that orange and black band to identify them as Russian forces. I've spoken to the commander on the ground there within the past few minutes, and he said they are now in control of this airport. And within the past few seconds, just before you came to us, they were engaged in a firefight, presumably with the Ukrainian military, which says it is staging a counteroffensive to try and take back this airport. I can tell you now, I'm standing outside the perimeter of this Antonov airbase, and it has not been taken back by the Ukrainian military. It is the Russian military. You can see them now moving back to a different position. There's the Ukrainian military who say they are now in control. This is about, I would say, about 20 miles from the center of the Ukrainian capital. And so it just shows us now for the first time just how close Russian forces have got towards the center of the Ukrainian capital. It's not just, I was speaking to officials earlier, Ukrainian officials, and they're saying that the plan isn't just to surround the Ukrainian capital. They fear now that the plan is to take the capital, to decapitate the leadership of Ukraine, and to replace that leadership with a pro-Russian government. That's what Ukrainian officials are telling us now they think is the Russian plan. I can tell you, it is a very tense situation. We're expecting to see Ukrainian military force. We didn't even know, frankly, we didn't even know that, the Russian forces were going to be here. We assumed this was the Ukrainian forces. So I went up to speak to them saying, hey, we've come from Kiev, but it only emerged during the conversation that they're all Russians and there are no Ukrainian military forces in sight, although I can hear them because they've been shooting ferociously in the course of the past few minutes. And so we're sort of in the defensive position behind this wall here. You've got our car here with the crew here as well. As the Russian airborne troops defend this position that they've taken on the outskirts of Kiev.
Unbelievable. I mean, what Matthew Chance is saying and all of the images that are coming out of Ukraine depict a surreal scene, war in Europe. Russian President Vladimir Putin upending decades of geopolitical stability overnight when he decided to, unprovoked, launch attacks on multiple locations across Ukraine. Moments ago, a statement was just put out from the G7 leaders condemning Vladimir Putin, saying, quote, he has put himself on the wrong side of history. Joining me right now is CNN political and national security analyst David Sanger, the author of The Perfect Weapon, War, Sabotage, and Fear in the Cyber Age. Very important issue right now, specifically in what we're talking about, David. No matter, David, how this ends, do people across the globe need to start considering that this will impact and change security worldwide, including for Americans?
Oh, I think our world has changed today. Just as the German foreign minister said, I think she had it just right. And I think that's true for a couple of reasons. First of all, Kate, if you and I had been on the air a year ago and would have tried to lay odds on the thought that there would be a war in Europe unprovoked in which a rising European democracy, a flawed one, a corrupt one, but one for which there was hope, was taken over by a superpower, I don't think either one of us would have given that much chances. The second is listening to Matthew Chance and his incredibly brave and great work out there. Think about this. He's telling us Russian forces are 20 miles from Kiev. And that in itself tells you, people just this morning were thinking that would be a few days, maybe a week. I think the third big thing we have to think about for this is that we have gone from a world in 15 years seeking nuclear weapons, that it was planning genocides. All of it was nonsense. And so we have a lot to reevaluate. And then the cyber element you discussed may be what's coming.
I want to get to that in a second. But so Biden's going to announce new sanctions in just minutes. Why didn't sanctions work to stop Putin?
It's a great question. I mean, the oddity of this case is in this particular time, Kate, is that we had near perfect intelligence. We've had other cases where we've had big intelligence failures. Here, the intelligence agencies were on it early. They analyzed it correctly. They told skeptical Europeans, hey, this isn't a bluff. We think he is getting ready to actually wage war and take back Ukraine. Even the Ukrainians didn't believe that until just a few days ago. And yet our deterrence effort failed because at the end of the day, we couldn't come up with a penalty for President Putin that seemed to him to be worse than not restoring part of the old Soviet empire. And in the end, for deterrence to work, the target of it has got to want one thing or avoid a penalty greater than they want their strategic objective. And we didn't come up with that.
Let's talk about cyber. Mark Warner, the senator, was on earlier and talking about how cyber attack aspect of this has only just begun. Let me play what he said.
if the Russians launch a more massive cyber attack and, for example, try to shut down all the power in Ukraine, you can't control once you unleash cyber weapons, malware by geographic locations. That cyber attack could bleed into eastern Poland where there are American troops, or it could shut down a Polish hospital.
David, what do you think of that? I mean, is that then an attack on NATO?
It's a great question. I think the senator had it exactly right. You know, when you're doing physical attacks of the kind that are playing out on our screen, horrific and brutal as they are, you can control the boundaries that they're in. The nature of cyber attacks is they frequently go outside the boundaries you intended them for. And particularly the case with the Ukrainian electric grid, which is connected both back to Russia and to parts of Europe, certainly communications grids. So there's lots of reasons to think it could spill over. And some of the biggest cyber attacks, including in Ukraine, the NotPetya attack that was the most expensive one, took out Federal Express and Maersk and others, went way beyond Ukraine's borders inadvertently. And then NATO's got to say, you know, is this now an attack on NATO issues? Because NATO has said cyber attacks can also be regarded as an attack. I think they would be hesitant to get in the middle of a war and let that escalate with Russia, but it's certainly a big issue.
That's the danger. That's why this is just beginning in how dangerous this really is. David, thank you so much. Ahead for us, our continuing coverage of this breaking news, Russia's assault on Ukraine. We're also waiting to hear from President Biden in the next hour addressing the nation.
Here, I'd say it's some sort of model of the T-72. You can tell they're rolling past.
Yeah, let's get you lovebirds flying. Book with Priceline and you save more, so you can more. Ah. I'll see you at the hotel. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal.
We got it till.
Rain all day long. I don't know. It looks like it's going to not raining there. In Kentucky? Yeah, it's raining. Maybe it's going to quit. See, there's Charleston, there's Huntington, there's Hamlin. And it's just that there's nothing there. You are down through here. Logan, Bingo, Kentucky, but I don't see nothing over here. Come in from Ohio, and that's where the work comes. Maybe we'll be all right the rest of the evening. We'll get that rain. They'll get it down south, you know.
Yeah, it's just supposed to be sprinkling all day today until around 5 o'clock when it's supposed to start up again and continue until tomorrow morning.
It's 13% now. Well, not now. It's 11 o'clock, 12.
Yeah, scroll down.
15 cents.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
4 p.m. actually.
95, 90.
Yep.
Oh, where's it coming from? I don't see it on the map.
Well, hold on. Stop scrolling so fast. Scroll up a little bit. It'll say, if you scroll up. Oh, not on the map.
Oh. Nothing.
Let me see it. You're killing me, Lonnie.
I can kill you. I'm just showing you where it's at. There ain't nothing there. I know it says that. Down there, yeah. All that. That's down south. I won't even come here. That'll come here, man. It'll be flooding.
Where the heck
Of course,
are we?
it could come on up to there,
Where are we?
but I'm saying it's going east.
Let's see. It's coming in from east northeast. So it's coming from. Let's see.
It's all northeast.
Yeah.
It might get here then, like you said. I hope it don't.
Mm-hmm. Geez, it's really bad over there. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's snow.
Did you cut up that that pineapple for me?
Not yet, but I can.
And
What would you like for
dinner-
lunch?
Huh?
So what would you like for lunch?
I'm going to Huntington. I don't know.
Are you going to Huntington?
Yeah, I just wondered what I could.
Let me take a seat. My legs are killing me today, man. Oh,
You need to do that too. Now.
yes.
Putting on
My
my.
legs are killing me.
She wants me to watch them fall in there. I get hurt. That's the reason I go in there. Have you go get my stuff.
Right.
Unless you're here, and I go in there if you're here. If you're not here, then I could fall in there and I could really lay there. Yeah, I don't take that with me.
So
I got my
what
phone.
are you doing up in Huntington?
I'm gonna look at a truck, new truck,
Okay.
or a used one. I got both.
What time did you plan on leaving?
Oh, I'm gonna leave here in about 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
But yeah,
Yeah, if you leave right now and stuff, be back before 4 o'clock and stuff, I think you'll beat the rain and everything else.
yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, I think you'll be back before then too, bud.
That's 5 hours.
No, it's about. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm looking at different times.
4 hours and a half.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I can cut up that pineapple for you.
I just am wondering what else to fix. I got stuff to fix. I don't know what I got.
Do you still have tuna, or did you eat that all last
No,
night?
I didn't touch it.
Okay, so you still have that.
I got that already now. There's already a salad in there, I think.
Yeah, there's still a good salad in there. Yeah, because I made that this week.
And I was trying to think of what else I got.
You still got your Hunger Mans and stuff in there too.
Okay, I'll eat one of them.
All right. You want one of those right now?
No, I'm not a bit hungry right now.
Oh, okay, so you'll eat when you come back.
Yeah, probably.
So I'll cut up the pineapple for
I'm
you.
gonna stop over and tell them down Rex what they did to me the other day. They sold me two. Both sold me two for $7, $6 a tax. They only give me one, and I'm so pissed off at for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell. I'll stay there till they get to. I'll block traffic for 10 minutes. That's called law. I said, well, I'm not trying to cause trouble. I just want my Sammys, like officer. I said, shit, they didn't give me the Sammys, and I was waiting for them to give them to them. They wouldn't give it to them.
Mm.
What are they going to say? That's going to, and I'll pull back around, and there I am again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's called it. Probably the third time they'll take me to jail.
Mm.
Then it'll be in the newspapers. I'll be on television. And I'll just tell them on television what happened. I said, they didn't give me my Sammys. I thought I was going to wait to get my Sammys.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that, but I won't.
Right.
I just tell him, I tell him, I say, well, I'm going to call up the attorney because he's my cousin. My niece does work for Cricket. Well, ain't much I can do is go down to Huntington. I took my medicine, I took my treatment, I took my exercise, and I'm drinking water. Well, I'll slot. Lock my door.